Jersey was renowned for the hip hop. Like, then you had clubs like Sensations, where you had, they was bringing artists in, but also you had artists already out in Jersey that was like inspired. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of artists from Jersey, and me being like, I was like 11th grade when I moved to East Orange. My first artist that I knew that was locally, like my brother started rapping. Like, that was my first artist like that was really, that I knew that had talent, that was putting words together, his own words together on top of a beat or a break beat that was really, so my brother Most was like the first artist that I knew. And you knew cats that was in the breakdancing era. You know what I'm saying? When the Fat Boys came to the Rally Racket Club in East Orange and shit by the firehouse, like, that was right across the street from Western Beef for y'all Jersey niggas. You know what I'm saying? The Rally Racket Club was big, Sensations was big. You know what I'm saying? And then they formed Brick City Club, but that was before Brick City Club. This was early 80s, like, you know what I'm saying? 80, 89, 90. And cats was coming out with their own music. And then I was working at the airport at the time. My man G-Watt, he was a producer. He used to be downtown Newark in the Hallmark building. You know what I'm saying? He used to produce tracks. You know what I'm saying? And he was producing the tracks, and we was just rapping over, and I finished the project. We was a solo act, but I started with like my cousin. Me and my cousin, I joined my cousin group. It was like, it was called Band and shit. Man. It was like Brothers Against the Man, and we was kicking some pro-black type music. We did a couple of songs, but after a while, I just went solo. And then after, I went solo for about a year. I finished that demo up, and then working real life. I was still working or whatever. We went into I started meeting different artists, like that was just like me. Dudes that was just like me from my own area. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow, you had Double O, you know what I'm saying? You had Raggedy Man, you know what I'm saying? You had Vega Omen, Hardware, you know what I'm saying? Fierce was doing his thing from 9th Ave, 10th Ave in that area. You had the Black Hitler, you had Bumpy Johnson, and then, you had Redman, who was King Cut Killer, who was doing like all the parties for high schools. You know what I'm saying? He got discovered in Sensations, and I was there that night. You know what I'm saying? When EPMD came, and then I bumped into a kid named Axe. You know what I'm saying? And he was fucking dope. He was a dope MC. He was a solo act. He had just moved up here from DC. He felt as though I was dope, and I felt as though he was dope. So we came together. We worked on a project, and then it was like we became low down. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he was wearing polo, I was wearing polo. We basically was wearing the same clothes. We was getting managed by on Bradford, my man Kareem. You know what I'm saying? And we was doing. They had another group was called the Zoo Crew. They was doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? And this was all music, like early 90s. This was like early 90s, and we was just doing it, you know what I mean? The love was there, like we was killing it. And the music was it was competitive, you know what I'm saying? The music was competitive. Everybody wanted to be that new nigga, you know what I'm saying? That new verbal spitter. It was about spitting. It wasn't about like, niggas was making good songs, but it was about spitting, you know what I'm saying? Niggas wanted to have that new metaphor that you wanted the people to be like, oh shit, that nigga said this. You wanted the people to know what you said. So that's what it was about. It was like, oh shit, rewind that, rewind this. And if you didn't have, if you had a CD and niggas wasn't rewinding, you wasn't doing it. So you wanted that rewind button. If you wanted the niggas to hit that rewind button, like that's what it was about. It was about recording. And niggas were like, yo, what he said? Like, that's what it was about. After having a partner, I went back solo, completed, I worked on a whole demo, and, you know what I'm saying, from there I was like, yo, this gotta get somewhere, because me and Axe was almost signed to Atlantic, and basically he went with the Outsiders. And I was like, Dad, you know what I'm saying? The Outsiders, from that point, like Young Z had to deal with Perspective. And to me, they was on their way to success. And I was like, damn, I need to get on that road to success. So basically, once I finished up my demo, you know what I'm saying, my brother and them, this was his second demo, and he had to connect with EPMD, D Wade. So, you know what I'm saying, my brother had management, so they had sent his stuff out there, and they was liking his stuff already, him and his boy Debonair, and they was partners. And I was like, all right, then, you know, his management was like, well, your demo finished, I'll send yours too. So once we sent it to Long Island, Jokers called us up like, D-Wade hit me back like, yo, who this other nigga? They felt me. The niggas asked me to come out to Long Island after we got up with the train ride, and I got up with niggas. I went to the office. Niggas was like, they shooting a video in Brooklyn. Das Effects was shooting a video off that Real Hip Hop album, and they was like, come out. And what made me feel good was coming out, and then niggas knowing the lyric. Nigga picked me up from the train station, and niggas knew my lyric. He had my demo or a copy of the demo in his truck, like listening to my shit, saying my lyrics, like singing it with the song, singing along with it. We went to the video shoot, and they had the Winnebago set up or whatever. You know, Fat Joe was there, Smith and Wesson. It was like a dream come true. That was my first video shoot ever. Like, I was so excited, but I was excited, and I was, you know, it was a little fear there too. Like, is they gonna accept me? All these artists is around, like they right here, and they doing their cameos or whatever. So we had wound up having a big cipher. I spit something, Bustle was like, yo, son, you dope, da-da-da. Niggas knew me when I first came in. Niggas was giving me my dues, and that felt really great. So I believed in, you know what I'm saying, like God was giving me a way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I didn't go to college. I love school, but I didn't go to college. I was done with school after high school. So I was like, damn, what I want to do? I want to do this music for real. So now I got to weigh in, you know what I'm saying? So all I got to do is work hard at this. This is me. I wasn't an official member until I jumped on the first song. We went back out to Long Island. I was commuting, going back and forth. And one thing about commuting, you know, nigga working and stuff like that. So I'm commuting and I'm working. I'm trying to get out as much as I could. But after the Million Man March, which was, the Million Man March was in 92, I got my barbershop and shit out. I was trying to do my positive, but then I was trying to chase the music, so a fork in the road appeared. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, what you want to do? You want to cut hair, or you want to chase your dreams? I'm a dream chaser. That's why I'm on this, you know what I'm saying? I'm a dream chaser. I have faith, I have belief, so I'm going to chase my dream. So I shut down my shop, moved out to Long Island, you know what I'm saying, and put my hands in their hands, but the contracts came first, you know what I'm saying, and he wanted a management contract, Parrish Smith to Schumer Management. I signed a 2-year management contract with Schumer. I had to get a lawyer, get my shit right, and then go out to Long Island, but I had to make a decision to live out there. And once I started living out there, I became part of the team. And, you know what I'm saying, just contributing whatever I can do because I'm a team player. You know what I'm saying? And it was on from there. I worked with Parrish Smith first. We did a Back in Business album, which was my album, like kind of like I would say, because I put so much input in that album. Me and P, we played, we got to know each other even closer. We started playing basketball in like a winter league, like in a gym, just for him to get to know me and I get to know him, because I'm a ball player too. So he was like, yo, I'm, you know, really filling me out. Parrish needed to make confirmation or stamp his foot as a solo artist. You know what I'm saying? That was really difficult for him to do because, you know what I mean, he put out some cats like Top Quality, and that really hurt his name, that hurt his career. It's like who you put out hurts you. You know what I'm saying? and he put out like Opus Magnus, and it was like that shit hurt him. Knuckles Heads, which was like Tom J and this other cat, but they never really dropped as artists. They was like, they were still around him. Like Tom J was mad cool. He was like family when I was out there. Like they were still around. He had a group called Zone 7. Just different. He had artists around him. But what I was trying to figure out, like, what was he trying to do? He wasn't really trying to like put out new artists. He was trying to get his vibe back. You know what I'm saying? Paris was trying to get his Finest Fisherman hat and trying to get back out, because I found it that it didn't really have nothing to do with our careers. It just had something to do with his career, as far as him solidifying his spot as a solo artist without Eric. Because Eric basically solidified himself. You know what I'm saying? Eric formulated the Def Squad. Paris was left with his squad, and his squad haven't made hits. Eric was a good artist. Not to take away from not to take away from P. Paris was the hard artist. You know what I'm saying? That was a little older. That, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to, because you got to remember, out of EPMD, Paris is the oldest, and the career, he was more or less the business mind behind EPMD. I was like the lyrical man in the camp. Like, I was lyrical, plus I was working on my shit. So it was like, nah, you can't. Nah, I mean, you gotta be more vicious with the punchlines. You gotta be more up to date. You gotta up to date your shit. You know what I'm saying? Be more in tune to what's going on with the now is instead of the present. Can't rhyme like you was rhyming back in the day and then try to get over with that right now because you're Paris Smith. You gotta stay up with the times. So basically, I was just trying to keep him up with the times, police the raps he was writing, help him out, of course, because I was a team player. And, you know what I'm saying, I did that for like 3 years. I was getting tired. After a while, he wasn't really like trying to give credit and credit us for even the people around him, like D-Wade and just doing different people. And people was talking to me and saying stuff like people were trying to, you know, he was like, yo, don't let niggas put the bug in your ear. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just understanding like what you trying to do as an artist. It really wasn't about me as an artist. It was about him solidifying his solo spot. Because in Secretive, he was in competition with Eric. You know what I'm saying? That was his secret monster. He wanted to prove to Eric that he can be just as successful as a solo artist as Eric solidified his spot as a solo artist. I was there for the EPMD call when they both got back together. I was the peanut butter and jelly on that sandwich. We came together. We made a great album. You know what I'm saying? I got to get on that album. It was called Back in Business. You see the plaque. I was on track 14, Dungeon Master. It's just when we was on tour and stuff, I didn't get to perform my song because I think, you know what I'm saying, he wanted me to more or less be the background. Like, he was more or less feeling himself as an artist. So we was bumping heads, basically, getting into a lot of arguments and stuff like that. So I began to like feel like I did my part. You know what I'm saying? I stayed 4 years. I got you back with your partner. I made sure that your shit was great. Your lyric, you sounded good on the album. You know what I'm saying? On the Back in Business album, whether I ghost wrote it or not, this ain't even about us. It's about their success. You know what I'm saying? And once we can get them back together, then we can get back on tour and all of us have a big tour. And I was looking forward to doing like cuts with Redman and doing some Jersey stuff. But eventually that didn't happen because, like, you know what I'm saying, the stronger EPMD got, the more I was being pushed in the back, like pushed back on the back burners until it was like, oh, you know what I'm saying, you didn't never tell me to ghostwrite, but, you know what I'm saying, just looking at when the shit came in, when the shit hit the fan, like I was getting royalty checks from Def Jam, but on the Back in Business album, or I mean on the Business is Business album, I didn't receive any royalties. I didn't receive anything. So he was basically saying like, yo, you living under my roof, you living in my house, you know what I'm saying, boom, boom. He got on that page with me, and that page was like, nigga, I'm here to help you. You came out to help. I came out to help you. But once you get on that page with me, it's like I'm not nobody's bitch. I'm a man, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that kind of like soured the relationship. And he started firing people that was close to me and people that was close that he worked with all his life. So it was like once you start backing up or reneging on the people that worked with you and helped you when you was P and you ain't had shit, you know what I'm saying? When you was trying to make a spot, then P. Paris Smith being who he was, and like he never came out to Jersey and met my family. I knew his moms, I knew his brothers and sisters, and he didn't reach out to my family and blah, blah, blah. So he wanted to keep a little space there for a reason. So what went down. It was like I came home. He didn't reach out to me as an artist. He never came to Jersey. I don't know if it was about fear because of the beef situation or whatever, but you were supposed to bring me out. But it was about the new artist. To me, he was supposed to like, he did Das. I watched the way Das Effects did a new album. They did a Generation Effects album, and how they just fucked up that whole album. I was on that album as well. That wasn't a good album for Das Effects, but I got to put my input on that album, and I got to spit on the track. But my verse was pulled off the album because I had left the hit squad. I came back to Jersey bitter about what happened in the game, because being in the game for like 4 or 5 years, you know what I'm saying, and being on tour for those many years and being on tour and not performing the songs that I did with Jokers, you know what I'm saying, like Jokers didn't really want me in the light. Like we went overseas, I didn't perform not one time on stage with Jokers, and I had songs with dudes, but they didn't allow me to perform. Even on the EPMD, we opened up, we did the Apollo. I didn't perform again. You know, I thought I had a big song on the album, like Dungeon Master. Like I had like 22 bars on there, and I thought I was gonna get to perform it live with EPMD. That never happened. It was like I was the charger. I could charge them up, send them back out there with new metaphors, new lyrics, and Eric had his camp keeping him abreast of the new stuff or the new era going on, and he had that energy. I think hip-hop is about energy. It's about the new energy. You can use somebody for their new energy and then come out on your own shit, you know what I'm saying, before a nigga get the shine on the shit that's in your camp. You feel what I'm saying? Now, right now, there's a lot of that shit going on. You know what I'm saying? A nigga take your energy and run off of it. He'll sound like you. He'll jack your swag or whatever they calling it now. It's called swag or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? It's like my brain pattern, niggas can't match my brain pattern. The new Nocturnal right now is like, I'm on my new shit, you know what I'm saying? I got, it's called My Second Wind. I did a couple of mixtapes, you know what I'm saying, in the hood or whatever, but I really never launched my shit like I'm about to launch it now. I'm really reclaiming what I intended to do, and that's like capture the world by storm, and it really is what it is. Like, it's very serious. I'm very motivated. I'm very inspired. Hip-hop, you know what I'm saying, is still alive, and I'm about to do it big again. But this time when I do it, just look out for that jersey, you know what I'm saying, because somebody got to put jersey on the mat besides just Redman and Tretch. And, like, I'm that new artist to look for from Jersey, you know what I'm saying. You got a couple of us out there like Fierce. You got a whole lot of artists, but the artists that came close is like me and Fierce is sitting there, and you had Haas the Ripper just sitting in the three of us just sitting there like we was right there. I'm like Steve Austin of the hip hop, you know what I'm saying? I'm like Special Forces. I'm like Arnold when you send them in, like to deal with the Predator and shit like that. Like I'm Special Forces, you know what I'm saying? And then it ain't nothing against nobody else, but like y'all haven't seen it done yet, and Jersey hasn't been on as of yet. You know what I'm saying? We can use Redman help. We can use Tretch connects. We can use the connections. We can use everybody they know. But as far as on the spitting level, Like, get at me. You know what I'm saying? Nocturnal's on his way back. I'll let y'all know first. You know what I'm saying? I'm cocky, but I'm also confident that my music speaks for itself. And that's basically it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Check out my work. I'm on track 14 on Back in Business. I'm on Funkmaster Flex. I'm on Tony Touch. Now, all these people is recognized that the talent is there. I'm just here to solidify my spot and my name. And I'm the real Nocturnal. There's also another Nocturnal on the West Coast. I'm not promoting no negativity. I'm just here to do me. The real Nocturnal, signing off. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know what it is. You read that. Yeah, man. I used to love her, right?
Man, I was so in love.
She changed on me, man. I gotta take her back. I gotta kidnap her, take her to rehab. You know how that go.
It's the golden age, man.
Yeah. Feel me? Feel me on it. I used to be in love with this chick named Rap. I was broke, that's why we broke up. I was gonna get right back. She was my pookie, man, she loved my crack. When she was with me, we was the perfect match. I used to be in love with this chick named Rap. I was broke, that's why we broke up. I was gonna get right back. She was my pookie, man, she loved my crack. When she was with me, we was the perfect match. Now she's getting pimped, man, she live on her back. Every day is a battle, she all on smack. Always on the news with dudes that strap. They gon' blame it on her and she takes the bad rap. She used to be conscious, but the plan was to focus on the nonsense. Then use the radio to play it constant. The effect was a shooting in Wisconsin at a concert. She changed on me and I was hurt. I would've held her down, but I had to go back to work. It wasn't my fault, your man got jerked. I had to fall back, somebody would've got